Hi everyone, welcome back to our rural marketing class. Today our topic is channel management. That means it's about the distribution channels in rural markets. How the distribution channels are managed in the rural markets. That means how the product reaches to the consumer or customer from the manufacturer. The process of reaching the customer to the customer is to be managed efficiently. So how it can be done? That is what we are going to discuss today. So what is distribution channel? What are the types of distribution channels and what are the factors that are influencing the selection of this distribution channel? These are the topics we will discuss today. So first, what is a channel actually? What is a marketing channel? What is a distribution channel? A marketing channel is a set of interdependent organizations involved in the process of making a product or service available for the use of customers or for the consumption of customers. So how the product we are making it available for the customer to use it, the process involved in it is called as marketing channel, or a set of marketing institutions participating in the marketing activities involved in the movement or flow of goods or services from the producer to the ultimate user is also called as distribution channel. Various marketing institutions are involving or participating in this process of moving the product from the producer to the customer. So all the set of these activities is called as distribution channel. So managing this distribution channel is an important task and primarily encompasses two main functions. This distribution channel. What are they? Managing the channel members efficiently, and another function is physical distribution of products or services. Here, two things have to be managed. One is the people who are involved in this distribution channel, and another one is the physical distribution, the process, the functionality is to be managed. Functionality and the people who involved in the activities. Both the functions have to be managed efficiently in order to achieve this distribution channel in an expected way. To understand what is the distribution channel efficiently, I hope you understood the concept right. The product, once it is manufactured by the manufacturer, the producer, it has to be reached to the customer. Right? The product may not, all the time it may not directly go to the customer. It involves various intermediaries, various middlemen, various people in between the process. So the process of the product reaching from the producer to customer is called as distribution channel. How we are distributing it to the customers is distribution, and whoever involved in this is the channel, a distribution channel, right? So what are the levels of distribution channel? There are different levels of distribution channel. So zero level channel, should understand it clearly, and it is very important concept we will discuss in further semesters also, and even in this semester also in other subjects also. So levels of distribution channel. If you understood the concept of distribution channel, you can easily understand this one. So zero level channel means this zero is indicating no middleman is involved in the process. Zero number of middlemen are involved in the process. That means the product is going directly from the producer or manufacturer to the customer or consumer. Directly from the manufacturer to the customer. Directly the product goes. There are no middlemen involved in this process. So it is called as zero level channel. So what might be one level channel if you understood the concept of zero level channel? So this one is indicating like there is one middleman involved. One middleman is involved. So from the manufacturer to the customer, there is an intermediary between these two, right? So this person is taking the product from here and delivering it to the customer. So this middleman, one middleman is involved. So that is why it is called as one level channel. Maybe from manufacturer to retailer. Sometimes I'll produce the product and they will deliver it to various retail stores, and the retail stores, they will sell it to the customers. That is one level channel. In two level channels, of course, what is the meaning of this one? Two middlemen are involved, right? From the manufacturer, wholesaler will buy the products, and from the wholesaler, retailer will buy the products, and from the retailer, customer, end user will buy the products. So this is two level, and even three level, and multiple level channels are there. Three middlemen are involved. So this concept is called as levels of distribution channel. 0 level, 1 level, 2 level, and whoever the number of middlemen involved is called as level. That number of level channel. If there is 0 involved in that, 0 level channel. 1 middleman involved, 1 level channel. Right? I hope it is very clear. So the basic marketing and distribution channel structure comprises of 3 components. The structure of the distribution channel is comprising of 3 components. What are the 3 components? The manufacturing or marketing company, manufacturing company itself, where the product is actually sourced, where the product is actually manufactured. So that is one component. And another component is the channel intermediaries, being, as I told you, like wholesalers, retailers, agents, whoever. Right? Whoever the people involved is the second element or component. First component is manufacturer, the second component is the middleman, and the third component is who is at the end? Customer or consumer. So who is the end user of the product? So these 3 elements are involved in the structure of distribution channel. Whatever it is, 1 level or 2 level or 3 level. So first is about the manufacturer, and the third component is about the end user or customer, and the second component is the middleman who is involved in the distribution channel. So what are the different types of channel structures are there? There are 4 basic different types of distribution channels are there. Right? First one is direct distribution channel, or sometimes it is also called as direct marketing. This is exactly same as what we discussed in 0 level distribution channel. What was that 0 level distribution channel? No middleman involved in the distribution process. So it is also same. In this, there is no middleman involved. Directly the product goes to the end user from the manufacturer. Directly the people will go and purchase from the manufacturer itself. So it is called as direct distribution channel. The second distribution channel structure is vertical marketing systems or vertical marketing channels. What is it? Second one is vertical and third one is horizontal. So vertical means usually it is from the top to bottom, right? Vertical. So here also the same. Vertical means from the manufacturer, by involving various middlemen, it reaches to the product reaches to the end user. It's vertical marketing system. It is indirect distribution channel. If you recall, in the last one we have discussed about the 0 levels of distribution channel. The first one is this 0 level distribution channel is direct marketing, as I told you, and all the remaining distribution channels are indirect marketing distribution channels. The first one is direct marketing distribution channel. So here also the first one is 0 level distribution channel is the direct distribution channel. The second one is vertical. There are middlemen involved. Middlemen are involved in the distribution channel. and they are involved vertically. That means everyone will actually have authority over the other people. Authority maybe or responsibility over the other middlemen. For example, from the producer to the wholesaler to the retailer to the customer end user. The end user is responsible. Actually, he is able to ask about the availability of the product at the retailer, and the retailer may ask about the availability of the product with the wholesaler, and wholesaler may check it with the manufacturer, producer. So this is a vertical system, right? I'll show you one diagram or image about this one also. See, if you can see here, direct channel. The first one is direct channel, direct distribution channel. What it is? Producer to customer. Directly the product is going from the producer to the customer. And when it comes to indirect channel, there are middlemen are involved. So this is vertical distribution channel. If you check here, whatever, something so and so.com, they are the manufacturers and they have a website also. So they are the producer. Who is the producer here? JustWhiteShirts.com is the example given. So from this manufacturer directly the product is going to the customer or consumer. So what kind of marketing it is? Zero level marketing or direct distribution channel. And if you check this B, so if you see here, one middleman is involved, one level distribution channel, and if you check this third one or C, producer to wholesaler to retailer to customer, is the two level channel, and another one is three level channel, and only the first number A is direct distribution channel, and all the remaining are indirect distribution channels, and all the remaining are vertical channels here, right? Vertical channels. So what is horizontal marketing systems then? Horizontal you understood, right? So now what is horizontal marketing system? Horizontal means usually it is from left to right, right? So here also it is same level of organization, same type of organizations may combinedly use a distribution channel, may combinedly distribute the product to reach the customers or consumers. Horizontal marketing systems. So here what we can understand is various non-compete products. For example, an automobile company may tie up with tire company, and they may share the distribution channel. Or a cool drink producer may tie up with the water bottle distribution channel. They can share the same distribution channel each other. Such kind of systems is called as horizontal marketing systems. Right? Wholesaler, they are sharing the wholesalers each other. So that is one kind of distribution channel. What is that? Horizontal marketing systems. And the last one is multi-channel marketing system. So as the name implies, multi-level. There will be different types of marketing systems involved in this. It is also called as hybrid channel marketing system. That means to various geographical area, they will go with one type of distribution channel, and to another geographical area they may go with different type of distribution channel. It maybe depends on many number of factors. Maybe depending on the number of customers available in the particular market. There are very few number of people available in that market. Actually, horizontal marketing system may be used at that place. And if there are many number of customers available, actually we may have our own distribution channel is better, right? So So that is a multi-channel marketing system. Right? There are 4 different types of distribution channel structures. What are the factors influencing this? This is the final concept that we are going to discuss today. What are the factors affecting or influencing this choice of distribution channel? So what kind of distribution channel is better? 0 level channel is better, or 1 level? Direct channel is better, or indirect channel is better? If indirect, what kind of indirect distribution channel is better? So all these decisions are actually based on these factors, are actually influenced by various factors which we are going to discuss now. What kind of distribution channel is preferable or appropriate for a particular company should be decided by based on these factors, by considering these factors. The first factor is product characteristics. So, of course, the first one is about the product. Second one should be about the manufacturer. Third one should be depending on the competitors. Right? So, depending on the product itself, there are few factors of the product. There are few elements of the product actually which influence the decision of the organization to decide this distribution channel. What are those? Number one is unit value of the product. What is unit value? It is, the value of a single unit, maybe 1 liter, maybe 1 kg, or maybe one product, one number of product. So this unit value also influence the decision of distribution channel. I'll tell you how. For example, if the unit value of the product is very high, let us take a car which is worth of 20 lakhs. What kind of channel is better? Direct channel will be appropriate, and a wider channel is appropriate. That is why many automobile companies, what kind of distribution channel they are using it, they are establishing their own branches in all the areas, and that means they are also using the wider distribution channels, and they are also using the direct distribution. They are not depending on any other wholesalers, dealer like that. Directly they will have their own branches and they will sell it. Or few other automobile industries, automobile companies, what they are doing is they are actually selling it to the agents or dealers, and the dealers may sell it to the end users. So usually, wider network is preferable if the unit price is high. Similarly, another element is perishability of the product. So if the product is perishable, what kind of distribution channel is better? And if the product is non-perishable, what kind of product is better? I'll tell you one second. So if it is perishable or not, means if it is non-durable or durable. If the product is non-durable, that means the product cannot be stored for a long time. What the organization should do? Organization should aim at deliver the product as soon as possible. That means the organization should prefer the wider distribution channel. The product should reach as soon as possible to the customers. Means many number of middlemen are required. Wider distribution channel is required. If the product can also be sold even after a long time, that means the product is durable, non-perishable. That means we can sell it after 1 month. That means we can have a narrow distribution channel, and we may delay our delivery, right? So that is how the perishability is also influencing the distribution channels decision. Weight and technically, what is the technical knowledge is involved in using this product is also important. If the product is technically complex to use, any assistance is required. That means the organization should directly deliver the product with the help of demonstrator or installer of the product. Like for example, any purifier, water purifier. So for installation, organizations or even this DTH providers. So it's kind of, if technically the technical assistance is required for the consumer in order to use the product or maybe in order to install the product, so then the direct marketing is appropriate. And even heavyweight products, so depending on the weight, if possible to deliver the heavyweight products for the own manufacturer, then he may have, but sometimes it is to be shipped, then the organization should depend on any other agents or distributors. So such kind of influence will be there on the distribution channels decision. And standardized products, whether the products are standardized or there are different types of products, this is the matter also sometimes. If every product is same kind of product, standardized product, anyone can deliver it to the manufacturer. But if the products have different varieties, then technically, if it is difficult for the consumer to understand what kind of product is better, then the organization may need to have its own direct distribution channel, right? So these are all the 4 elements about the product itself, how the product is influencing the manufacturer's decision about the distribution channels selection. And similarly, you will have some elements about the market which are actually influencing this decision also. In the market, whether the product is consumer or industrial market product is also important. If the product should be delivered for the final consumption, or maybe it is delivered to make some other products, industrial products or consumer products. What is consumer product? Directly after selling to the customer or consumer, directly will consume it. The end product will be consumed as it is. It will not be used for any other products manufacturer. But industrial market means we will sell it, we will send our product to the industries, other industries. That means maybe our product is a raw material for manufacturing some other products. That means maybe sometimes tires, for example, maybe some spare parts of a car. We manufacture spare parts of a car or bike, so we have to sell it to the automobile industry. That means it is the industrial product where we are selling in the industrial market. It is not the consumer market. Selling car is consumer market. Directly the car will be used as it is by the customers or consumers. So it is the consumer market. So depending on this kind of market, that to whom we are selling it is also important consideration. If we are selling it to the consumers, actually wider network is preferable or maybe is appropriate. We are selling it to various other industries. direct marketing is appropriate because the industries directly consult the suppliers and suppliers directly send it to the industries, right? It may happen in online or offline. So that is basically happens in a direct channel. And one more element in market considerations is number of customers. How many customers are there in the particular area that where we are going to deliver our product or service? If there are many customers, what is the meaning of that? There are many customers means actually the organization may have its own direct marketing, but if there are few scattered population, especially when we are dealing with rural areas, it is scattered population. So direct marketing may not be appropriate because the customers in each geographical area is small number of people. So usually the number of customers is low means it may not be appropriate to have our own distribution channel there, our own retailer there. So what we will do is we will depend on some other retailers who are actually selling some other products also. For that few customers we may not directly go there. So we need many middlemen involved if there are few customers there in each geographical area. But if you have lakhs of customers within a small geographical area, then what we will do is directly we will go there. So what we can see nowadays, even all the industries are focusing on the rural areas. Banks, for example, every bank is establishing their branch in almost all the villages, because nowadays the customers in the rural areas, customers means here for the banks, account holders are being increased in the rural areas also. Every person is having even more than one account. So definitely the organizations are focusing to have their own direct involvement in the rural areas also. That means they are focusing, coming to eliminate, they are trying to eliminate this middleman. They are trying to directly involve in the distribution channel. So because the number of customers are increased, that is how it influences. And geographical distribution, how much geographical area is what we are serving. Wider the geographical area means wider the network. And size of the order that the customer actually orders each time. The customers order one or two, that means few products each time. The organization may not be able to serve there directly. And if the order size is very high, they order bulk amount of products, that means the organization may directly serve it in the market. And there are some other very important company considerations. Those all are external factors what we discuss, the market considerations. Here it is about internal considerations. The organization's financial strength is actually able to manage the distribution channel. Is the company actually able to manage the intermediaries? There are more than one intermediary. Is it possible for the organization to control them? For controlling the distribution channel, what is important is, of course, the financial aspects. Money is crucial. That is why if the financial strength is more for the organization, then it may go for a direct marketing also. Because direct marketing means, see, what will happen if I want to deliver it to every customer from my organization itself. That means I have to establish my branches in every village, or maybe at least in the mandal headquarters of districts. So for that, actually what the organization need is a lot of money. If that much financial strength is not there for the organization, what the organization can do is they can share it with some other manufacturers right? So they may go with them and they may share the distribution networks, so that the financial burdens will also be shared. So that is how the financial strength is very strong. Directly our agents will be there, our dealers will be there, our distributors will be there. So everything will be from our company, no need of other distributors to serve us. But if financial strength is not good, then what do we need is, we need some other distributors, like for example retailers, beverages. They will not have their own retailers everywhere, right? Only Coca-Cola, only Pepsi retail stores will not be, but actually they will tie up with some other rural retailers who are actually selling more than one manufacturer's products, because it depends on all these factors. Because here when it comes to beverages, it's all about scattered population. They cannot establish, because the area what they are serving is very wider. They are serving more than one country, right? International market they are doing, so it is not possible to serve everywhere with their own retailers. So they are actually depending on some other retailers and some other distributors even. So that is how all these factors are influencing. And past channel experience. An organization, if it is actually using this penetration strategy, if it wants to enter the new market, or if it wants to enter to the new product line, Tata, it has many different kinds of products. So whenever it wants to enter to the new market, that means maybe it enters with a new product to the same market, it has to check what is the previous experience of that organization's distribution channel, because the distribution channel for each kind of product is not same, is not similar. The distribution channel of automobile is completely different from the distribution channel of this beverages. So the organization should consider whether do we have sufficient experience of the distribution channel in this product category. It has to analyze itself, then only it has to take a decision. And the product mix, how the product is, whether the product is perishable or non-perishable, and what is the price, as we discussed, the unit price, and the promotion, how much promotion we are doing, and how much will be succeeded. Sales promotional activities, if direct marketing is necessary or not, such kind of promotional activities, and even distribution channel, that what we are discussing now. So all the things will also affect the distribution channels. And marketing policies. If the marketing policy of the organization is to serve the customer directly, then it has to go with the direct marketing. If the marketing policy of the organization is to reach the product to the customer in whatever the way, then it is different. So that is why the marketing policies also influence the decision of the choice of the distribution channels. So the strategies we will discuss the next class. So as of now, what is the concept of distribution channel, what are the levels of distribution channel, what are the types of distribution structures, and what are the factors influencing this distribution channel. These are all the topics we have discussed today. So have a clear notes, elaborate all these points, so and prepare well in advance. Thank you.